Good morning, buenos dias, Center for Spiritual Living, and friends all over everywhere. It's great to be with you. It's a beautiful Monday morning. It's 10 o'clock on the West Coast. Jami, I saw your face. Are you there?
I'm here.
There he is. There you are. Hey, good morning, my brother.
Good to see you. You look lovely.
You look lovely too, huh? Your bald-headedness.
Look at that little guy back there.
That was one of the first things I wanted to talk about. I love that picture. Look at that. That's Dad and his boys. So where is that?
That's in Vision, at Vision in Phoenix. We went there. They invited me out to do a concert, and William came with me. Check it out. So I think he's about 12 or 13 in that picture. Maybe
what I was going to say.
Yeah. And it's the first time I let him drive. We didn't tell his mom until just recently. Although I think he told his mom when he got back. I said, "Don't tell your mom."
We on went the interstate?
No. We went to a parking lot in Phoenix, and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna let you do this." I had my old Honda, and I said, "I'm gonna let you do this. We put the seat forward. We're just gonna take it real slow, and and I want you to get a feel for it." And we drove around this parking lot and drove around this. So every once in a while I'd take him out to a big parking lot that there was no one at and just let him drive. But I love that because he sang with me. He wrote a song that he actually with Reverend Leon had this songwriting competition, and he wrote this song called "Open Up Your Eyes," and we played that. And he did the concert with me. He played that. And then we did Imagine, because he would play Imagine on the keyboards on the piano. So it was really cool.
Tell people who Reverend Leon is. Folks,
Reverend Leon Campbell is the head of youth and family ministry at Agape. He's a fabulous singer, fabulous minister. He took over after you left, correct?
Yep, no, 100%. And that's a long time ago. Yeah. He sings my favorite song. By the way, I want to get back to that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's easy to dive right in, isn't it, brother? It's easy to. Good morning, everybody. I'm so grateful to be with you. It's 10 o'clock on the West Coast here. Wherever you are, time does not matter. I'm here with my brother, Jami Lula. I'm so grateful to be with you, Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. It's our 10 o'clock show, Jazz Hands. That's what we do. Jazz Hands every day at 10. I'm so grateful you're back with me. So Reverend Leon sings one of my favorite jams. You're one of the few that has a solo career that's really, within our movement that's had a significant impact. Reverend Leon sings normally. He's the featured singer on the City of God.
Yeah,
that the choir does, and that's I got to say that's my favorite choir song of all time.
Yeah,
hands down.
Yeah, he kills it.
And of course we've already talked about this. Ricky Byers she's an extraordinary songwriter.
Absolutely.
So that picture. So why did he pick up piano instead of guitar since his dad plays guitar?
Oh, your sister's here.
Is she here?
Ooh, yeah, she's here. Hi, Sarah.
Here. I didn't even get a chance to say that we have a special. There she is.
Oh my gosh.
There's my sister. There's my niece.
Hey, Jami.
Hi, Sarah. How are you, love?
Good.
It's so good to see you.
So good to see you.
And your daughter.
Right?
How old is your daughter now?
13.
Wow. You were a baby the last time I saw you.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
And she's a volleyball master too.
Really?
She'll get up over the net. She's awesome. I can't believe you made it in, Sarah. So I didn't even get a chance to tease it that my sister might come. So Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. This is my sister Sarah, who most of you have met when I was down for my installation. Yeah, you came down. Jace, you weren't here.
No.
You look good, by the way, huh?
Yeah.
Combed that hair today. God, you cleaned up after camping. My family was camping this weekend.
Wow. Floyd and his partner were camping too. They were up at the Lake Tahoe, and they went and found an isolated, just a tent. It's like my idea of roughing it is the Holiday Inn, for God's sake.
Well, we don't tent camp anymore. We've evolved into trailer camping.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
They've got a great trailer that's it makes it easy. It makes camping very, because Julia went and she wouldn't have gone, I don't think, if they were going to sleep in tents.
Yeah.
So
Not.
they've got a trailer. Yeah.
Probably.
So Sarah, what do you glamping? That's exactly what it is.
Glamping.
Yes.
Glamping. And by the way, I want to encourage everybody, give comments, questions, everything. We always encourage participation from our community. Please ask questions. I'm so glad my sister, she jumped on. We're not even warmed up yet, are we? Now we're getting warm. So Sarah, you have a virtual business, right?
We are online only. Yeah, we don't have brick and mortars. Mm-hmm.
And so tell us about, because my sister, Jami, I don't know if you knew this, everything your community or your company is about is to raise money, right? For breast cancer awareness and all sorts of things. Will you talk to us about it for a second?
Well, it's breast cancer awareness, animal rescue, diabetes, Alzheimer's. So we have a series of online stores. Each store has a nonprofit that we are associated with. So each purchase kicks back to that specific organization. You can pick which organization you want to feed, whether it be animal rescue or breast cancer awareness.
What else is there?
What's that? The rainforest. Yeah.
Rainforest, yep.
Yeah. So I specifically am buying product to feed these stores, to sell, to really grow these nonprofits. And we do.
Go ahead.
And we do have a .org side, definitely. So
how much money have you raised, would you say, in the last 5 years? Do you have an estimate?
So we've been in business since 1999, and we just reached over 60 million.
Wow.
$60 million for these causes.
Yeah. Since
Isn't that
99.
Cool? Since 99. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I've been with the company since this is my 16th year.
What?
Wow.
That's significant. Sarah, someone just asked, what's the name of your company?
So Greater Good Network, greatergood.com will take you to all of the stores. That's the portal where you can access all of them.
Greatergood.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Jami, how is it to see the sister, right? Isn't that fun?
I think the last time I saw you was in Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, when we were there for the convention.
For the convention.
And Charles was there. I was so excited to see him, and he was off with you the whole time.
I was.
I'm like, dude.
You remember that, Sarah? You were there for a gift show.
I was there for, it must have been August. I was there for the Magic Show, which is an apparel show at the convention. Yeah. Yeah.
So you've traveled all over the world to buy your wares for this cause, right?
I do. I was supposed to, my calendar popped up this morning for my 9 a.m. flight to Thailand, and I'm not on that flight. Dang it.
Yeah.
So, this year I was actually going to start sourcing. I was supposed to go to Ho Chi Minh City and start sourcing out of Vietnam, and then go back to Thailand to do some sourcing there. I was able to go to Germany in February, and then travel came to a halt for the company. So, yeah. And that's just specifically my region. I'm in Asia, but we have buyers in Africa, in South America. We have buyers everywhere. We have fair trade buyers. So we cover the whole gamut.
Does your company make? Oh, go ahead, Jami. Were you going to say something there?
Yeah, who monitors the fair trade, and how do they monitor that? Because I'm always curious about that. Like the same, because Laura Murray goes and inspects supposedly organic farms. So it's like, who oversees that trade, that free trade kind of thing?
So we buyers do. It's not only our job to travel to these shows and source these products, but we also have to visit our villages, our factories, if somebody's home, if it's, it's our job to put our feet on the ground in those areas in the world and make sure that everything's being done proper.
That's
so
right.
To our standards, what we consider. So yeah, that's part of our job as well.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Love it.
What do you
60. Where's Bella? Can you show Bella?
No.
Come on, Bella's part of our family. Get Bella up there. Get her up. Put her up. No?
She's on the couch. She's
okay.
She's
Bella's
a big weekend camping.
Yeah. Oh, she's tired.
She's exhausted.
Bella's the family German Shepherd, and everybody's I talked to Mila. She was yawning yesterday afternoon in the middle of the day. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a great weekend.
$60 million since 1999. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
that's substantial
to work for.
Yeah, cool.
We're based here in Seattle, corporate, but we have offices in New York, in California, in Minneapolis. And our fulfillment center is in Allendale, Michigan.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, and of course, Jamie's from Detroit. So how far is that from Detroit, Jamie?
I'd heard of Allendale, but I couldn't honestly tell you where it is. I want to say that it's on the like the northwest side.
So Allendale is in the middle of nowhere. It's actually about 40 minutes outside of Grand Rapids. So I fly into Grand Rapids.
Okay, so it's in between Detroit and Grand Rapids. Okay.
Yeah. So
thanks for jumping on, Sarah.
Yeah, of course, Jamie. It's really good to see you.
So good to see you. Bless you. Bless your daughter. Tell me your daughter's name again. I'm so sorry.
JC.
Hey, so talk to you in volleyball. You guys are probably going to have to not be able to play volleyball for a bit either. That's
No, it's been since February 29th. Her club had a tournament, and that was it. Then it stopped.
JC, how are you dealing with the quarantine? How are you doing with it? You doing okay?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of sucks. I think to like all my friends, but I've like made it work, I guess.
Yeah.
There's two friends that she in the rotation, and
oh yeah. Well,
I have my son is 18 now, and he's a filmmaker. So he's got his editing bay right over here. This is his editing bay. That's kind of a mess right now. But he comes back here, and they went up to Lake Arrowhead. He and 5 friends went up to Lake Arrowhead for 2 weeks, and then they came back here, and they were here for almost 2 weeks editing films that they'd had incomplete. And then he went to his other friend's house to do some editing, and he was supposed to be there for a week, but he came home after the weekend and said, okay, we're exhausted, and it's not working right now. So we need to get out of LA. So we actually drove to Houston to see my wife's family, her niece and her family. So we went and spent a few days with them. We drove there, and then we drove back Saturday. So you were talking about being exhausted. We were 17 hours in the car on Friday, then 5.5 on Saturday.
Oh God.
We were pretty exhausted.
Hours in one day.
Brutal.
Yeah, well, we could all switch. That's the beautiful thing that, William drives, Susie drives, I drive. So we switched off in 3-hour increments, and it made it a lot easier.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Right on.
Well, my love to you all. It was really good.
Love you, Sarah. Love you, Jay.
Love
Thanks
you.
for jumping on.
Okay. Bye.
That's my family.
Peace.
Hey, Jamie, give us a song.
Yeah.
Will you play something for us? That was cool, huh?
I've been crushing on your sister since I saw a picture of the two of you at a bowling alley on Ricky Byers' refrigerator 20-something years ago.
That was a long time ago. That was up here not up here. I'm in the desert. That was in Washington when Rev and Ricky used to come up to Seebeck.
Yeah.
Did you ever come up and do that?
Never did Seebeck. They talked to me about it, and it never happened.
Let's hear some music. This is Jami Lula, my brother. He's so good.
the Floyd Lula song. I made mistakes, it's true. The ignorance of youth. I dropped a bomb or two. I drank a bitter brew. I've seen what I've been told, 'cause I've been bought and sold. But I'm worth more than gold. It's time to break the mold. A flower never fails to make me breathe. A river's always seeking out the sea. A mountain climbs as high as it can be. And everything's always reflecting me. And everything's always reflecting me. I cheated, lied, and stole, and nothing left me whole. Just a corrupted soul on a down road. I lived unfaithfully. I wasted most of me. Now I'm surrendering to what I'm here to be. A flower never fails to make me breathe. A river's always seeking out the sea. A mountain climbs as high as it can be. And everything's always reflecting me. And everything's always reflecting me. A soul session takes a lifetime to reveal. When I wake up to the obvious, I feel lighter when I let it all go. I'm one with all I know. A flower never fails to make me breathe. Her river's always seeking out the sea. A mountain climbs as high as it can be. And everything's always reflecting me. A flower never fails to make me breathe. A river's always seeking out the sea. A mountain climbs as high as it can be. And everything's always reflecting me. And everything's always reflecting me. And everything's always reflecting. Brother, thank you.
Bravo. So you mentioned that was a Floyd Lula song, Gary Lynn Floyd. And we talked a little bit last time you were on the show about how you guys do your songwriting process. So what would, if you guys were singing that song together, what would he be doing?
He'd be singing the harmony.
The harmony?
He plays piano and he'd be singing harmony. We actually released a 6-song EP as a precursor to this next record, and we released it before the we released it actually for him to take to the gathering with him. Because he was just at the gathering that they had in February or whatever.
February in Denver. Yep, Denver.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we've got a 6-song EP that we released, but we have written, I want to say 17 or 18 songs in quarantine. And we are actually we're singing at Agape. He's coming down and we're singing at Agape on August 16th, Sunday, August 16th. And then that night we are doing a Cozy Couch concert for CSLs. And we're getting ready to release a new video. We wrote a song called Take a Hand, Take a Knee. And it was inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor. And so we wrote this song, and then I was actually telling Deborah Johnson about it, and she had a woman that's working with her on her website by the name of Taylor Boone. And I sent her the song, and she said, I love this song. We need to get this out there. And she created a video, a really beautiful video. So we got a lot of photos from friends and people and video shots and stuff. Michael Gott's actually in it. And
cool.
Interestingly enough, the third photo that comes up is of John Lewis with a mask on at one of the protests.
Who just passed.
Yeah.
Yep. God bless you.
So
let more folks have the courage of that man, or just the conviction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If folks don't know, John Lewis he's just a champion for humanity and rights for really all people, and certainly African Americans in our community, but all people.
But he was with Dr. King back in the day.
Yep.
As a young man, preaching nonviolent resistance.
Yep.
And I mean, he spoke at Agape once for some event that was going on. Reverend Michael was just like,
well, I mean, how can you not? Whoever you are, how can you not?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, that's in the, and let's just go there for a second. That's like in the heart of, when you talk about the heart of the matter, that's being in the heart of the matter, know, the conviction. And I say courage because, there's got to be some fear associated with that on some level, people.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's, he was a big advocate of going out and making trouble for good. That's the way he framed it. I believe I'm probably misquoting it, but it was like, go out.
We get it though. We
make
get
some
it.
trouble for good. And when we think about, our brothers and sisters of color, our, Black brothers and sisters, of what they've gone through, and this is an interesting thing. I don't know if it ever landed on you like this, but I had a woman, we had a disagreement, and she had suggested that I had straight white male privilege. And when I first heard that, I was like insulted. I was just insulted. Like, it's like, but you don't know the community I come from and my friends and blah, 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 until I realized that I have straight white male privilege. Like, I have no idea what it's like to walk down a street. And you talked about it to me once when you were in Ghana, what it was like to walk down the street in Ghana, and you were just like this white boy in Ghana, and you were like the only white kid around anywhere. And it's like, so you kind of got just a taste, like not remotely what our Black brothers and sisters, but you got an insight.
Yep.
Do you remember telling me that story, or you probably remember?
Yeah. Well, of course, I remember living that. It was Bruni. I was walking down one side of the street, and they were saying back that there was a group of Ghanaians, yelling at me, "Oh Bruni, oh Bruni," and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die," and that's my white privilege.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna die, and what I came to find out when I went back to the people I was staying with is what it means is white boy, white man.
Yeah.
Like what Julia calls my daughter, Weta, which is white girl. Yeah. In Spanish, white girl, but that's all it meant was, hey, there's a white man, and I was scared. So you're right, it's the same thing.
Well, we've been programmed to be scared.
Yep.
you know, and it's like, how can I unprogram myself to not have that knee-jerk reaction?
Yep.
You know,
but that is white privilege, and it's so cliche at this point, but it's a fish swimming in water.
yes,
We don't get it because we're fish swimming in water.
correct.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And I'm aware of it, and so then it's how we manage it and what we do with it.
Well, it's interesting too, because, you know, William, it's like William being in school, he did a beautiful film called Black and Blue. Before that film Black and Blue came out last year, he did it like the year before. And Ray Davis actually acted in it. And it was a
Ray Davis
film.
is so awesome.
Oh,
he's a great performer all the way around. Yeah.
Amazing musician, player,
Yeah.
actor. But he got a lot of flack about this film. You know, it was a white cop pulling a black man over, and you got to see it because it's quite fabulous. But he got a lot of flack in the school because they said, oh, this and this was racist about the film, and he was going to change. And then he ended up just submitting it for this film festival and leaving it the way that it was. And people were claiming that it was racist, having never seen the film. And then when they saw it, they were like, they got it. They got his vision, you know? And so he, in that context, he's kind of at a point where it's like with the Me Too movement and Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, the girls are kind of like going to the opposite end of the pendulum, you know, about you're a man and you're white and you're straight and blah, 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 and all this thing. And it's like, I'm just being me. It's like, I get, you know, and so it's like everybody's trying to navigate this right now to find an equilibrium, and it's going to take some time.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time. It's a messy process.
Oh,
And
birthing is a messy process.
What's that?
Birthing is a messy process.
Birthing and it's painful.
Yes.
Come on. I mean, it's painful. I mean, I was with Julia for 36 hours giving birth to my daughter with no medication. You talk about sobriety.
Yeah.
She did it intentionally with no medication.
Yeah.
She was in so much pain, and just to be there with her, it's messy and it's painful. And I think it's okay to admit that, to talk about it, that we don't know what we're doing, but we're working on it.
Right. Right. Yeah. I definitely don't know what I'm doing. I mean, even in the context of last night's celebration, and it's Reverend Michael and Lee, and then there was another couple with their daughter who I think danced with Owen, who the birthday party was for, and they were the only blacks that were at the party. And it's like, I don't have very many situations where I go, like, except when I go to a church function, you know?
Yeah.
When I sang with Tag, I was like, you know, I was like the white guy. When I did that show with Tim McAfee Lewis and the Agape Love Ensemble, I was the white guy singing in the group. But Tag
is the Agape group, by the way. Yeah.
Huh?
Tag is the Agape group. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you're right. It's messy and it's painful. What can I do? Because, you know, the bottom line is, you know, I've made a lot of mistakes. And I remember years ago, I spoke at an AA meeting, and it was a gay meeting, and it was in West Hollywood. And I had a 20-minute talk. And at the end of the talk, I said to my gay brothers and sisters that were at the meeting, I said, I just want to say, I hope that you can forgive me for every gay, homo, fag joke that I've ever said in my life, because it was coming out of ignorance.
Yep.
And please accept my humble apology. And I kind of feel that way about, I've never been into, like, you know, black jokes or Jew jokes or Polak jokes. It was like, it just never resonated with me. But it's like, I know I've had thoughts and it's come up, and the comparison of us and them, and you know, it's not so much that I've said it to a person as much as I've said it in private, and it's like, you know, forgive me for my ignorance, and forgive me for my white privilege, and it's like, how can we meet on on this hallowed ground and find the equilibrium. So because man, I don't know where my music would be without the African influence, the African American influence, the the world influence that's in my music. I don't know where I would be without the brilliance of all these people that have gone before me to create this beauty, to inspire me, to create.
Yep. And that's the walk that we're doing. And let that be a daily prayer. Forgive us all for our ignorance. Because I agree. I used to say some stupid stuff growing up. I stupid things.
Yeah.
I grew up. One of my best friends is Polish, and we used to call him. All sorts of stuff growing up.
Yeah.
And his ancestry is Polish. Since you brought up Polish,
yeah.
just what we do when we're dumb kids. But you and I are making a change in that, though, and I think we all are.
Right.
And I think we can keep bringing it back because you and I are steeped in it. We can keep bringing it back to principle.
Yes.
Because we're aware of that now.
Yeah.
Like we're healing. I remember when I was in Cape Coast, in Ghana, Cape Coast, and I remember saying a prayer in the slave fortress for my ancestors. That not only can I heal this going forward, but I could heal it going backward.
Yes.
To actually make a difference going backward as well.
Yes.
Asking for forgiveness and bringing us to commonality and equity and all the things that we talk about. It's important. It's very important.
Well, what's fascinating to me is if we could realize, because I think a lot of the people that the white supremacists and stuff like that, it's like they're not witnessing the influence that all the different cultures have had on their lives. Mm-hmm. Whether it's foods that we eat or the way we rotate crops or just various things that different people from different lands and different, it's like we're all in one world, and if we could just catch there's a saying that I heard a long time ago in a men's organization I was part of. It's like, when you drink the water, remember the man who dug the well. And I love that because it's like there have been a lot of wells that have been dug by the indigenous people of this country, on every continent. We've all lent to humanity, to the up-leveling of humanity, to up-leveling of consciousness, of education. And if we can honor that in one another rather than seeing what's different, because it's, when you break it down to the DNA and you break it down, we all breathe air, we all bleed red, so.
We all breathe air, we all bleed red.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears back to something that I asked before my sister jumped on. So I want to get this real quick. So William, he plays keyboard, is that right? Piano?
He played from the time he was 4 until he was 10. Then he stopped and he picked up violin and then he picked up saxophone. He was actually out here with that Gibson guitar up there with a book of chords trying to play guitar.
So he that's what I guess that's the crux of my question is you're his dad. Obviously he loves you and idolizes you and you're one of his heroes. He didn't go right after guitar. He went to other instruments first, huh?
Right. Well, Suze wanted him to get a good foundation because Suze is a classically trained, award-winning pianist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's got her master's in piano performance from Carnegie Mellon.
And who's Suze? Tell everybody who she is.
Susie Kessler Lula is my wife, an amazing practitioner and consciousness life coach, therapist. She wrote a book called The Motherhood Evolution: How Thriving Mothers Raise Thriving Children. And we're actually doing, I think I mentioned it last time, that we're doing a webinar right now called The Undefended Heart, which is all about relationship. We're in week 5 this week. I think we just did week 4 in Houston. I think we're doing week 5 this coming week.
So you guys live life. We talk about intention a lot, but you actually live life intentionally, don't you? In your family.
Yeah.
Between you and your wife and Well, William's 18 now, so he gets to start making more of his own choices. Yeah. So, or does he? But you guys live intentionally.
It's a really intentional life. And, you know, the interesting thing about it, because Susan and I started out as prayer partners. I mean, what a concept. That was the beginning of our courtship. We became prayer partners, and we'd been hanging out. I was engaged to another woman, and Susan and I were just friends. But then 8 months later, we realized there was something more. And William does not practice the spirituality. In fact, he's been questioning it. He actually dated a young woman a couple years ago whose parents were atheist. And so it put a lot of question into his mind about the whole concept of God. And he questions religion and why do they always take these different buildings and turn it in like the pyramids? Why do they turn it into a religious thing? And so we had some great conversations about it. But what I realize is that he practiced his devotion is in his filmmaking. And it's like I know my oneness with the infinite when I'm singing. He knows his oneness with the infinite, whether he's conscious of it or not, when he's creating. And he's wildly creative. He's wildly creative. So he doesn't, and Susan and I talk about it because he doesn't practice like us. We talk about meditation and that's kind of like, oh, that's like, you know, woo woo. And, you know, he's got attitude about it. But like yesterday, he talked about it, about coming up with ideas for stories because they've been informed that they're not going to be going back to the classroom at the beginning of school. And he was a recipient of a Young Arts Award in his sophomore year, I believe. And so he's up for presidential honors scholastically, but he's got to submit to Young Arts again. But they don't have access to the equipment. He's going to have to do something on his own, create a story, do this whole thing. And he said, Mom, I can't just come up with it off the top of my head when you tell me. And it's like, and I suggested to him, I said, have you ever heard of something called a bedtime intention? And he's like, no. And I said, it's where you, before you go to sleep, you consciously call forward your subconscious to bring fertile seeds and germinate the seeds of creativity and an awareness for a story that you're looking for. And he actually said, wow, that could be a really cool story right there, Dad.
In and of itself.
Yeah. You know?
That's awesome.
So we live consciously and we're human. I mean, that's one of the things that comes up in this relationship class is that, man, we fall down. We've been not nice to each other. We're not coming. It's like, we've got all the answers to relationship and we're floating and wearing white. And, you know, I mean, we're not doing that. It's like you and me, we've had these conversations when we would do those walks of intention. It's like, this shit hurts, man. I'm feeling pain. I'm sad, you know, whatever's going on. It's like, we're real. And we're spiritual men who have a desire to know God and to live from our highest selves.
Yes. Yes. Can you share a song with us that you and Suze wrote together?
Susan and I haven't written anything together.
Oh, you haven't?
But I can play you this song that Floyd and I wrote, the Take a Hand, Take a Knee.
Let's do it.
You want to do that?
Jami, Lula.
Wait,
one more time. These walks of intention, most of them happen in for the folks that are local in the Big Bear area. At the Camp Mountain. It actually had many different names, but such a beautiful area with the pine forest and all that. And it's basically getting up first thing in the morning before anybody else gets up.
5:45.
Walk, talk, tell each other what your day is going to be about, what's on your heart, and intend the day. Not bring the day to you, but bring yourself to the day.
Well, it was that 15 minutes of silence.
And that, absolutely.
You know? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm having to look. I just want to make sure.
Hey, you're going deep in the files there, brother. You're getting in there.
It's a fairly new song.
Let's hear it.
And we'll have the video. I will send you information so you could we're looking to really create a nice campaign to allow this song to do its work.
So you're gonna read? Are you gonna read this song while you play it?
No, I'm gonna sing it. I just had to have the lyrics just.
Oh. Do you read music as well? Is it hard to do? Is that really hard?
I am not. That was not something I can read chord charts, but I can't. But and like chord symbols, I kind of know and can figure out chords, but I don't read music.
You're more intuitive, kind of heartful, or just make it up and throw it down.
Yeah.
Let's hear it, Jami, Lula.
Take a hand, take a name, till everybody is free. Stop inequality, we owe apologies. Take a stand, make a choice, let every human rejoice. A word, shout, scream, a noise, let freedom ring in their voice. From deep within it comes, in every one of us. One and all in one, a new day's dawning. We are one in the spirit of love. Let it ride, let it ring, hear freedom calling. We are one in the spirit of love, yeah. Another anthem we sing. We stand together on the brink. Love and peace take wing. Let equality ring. Take a moment and breathe. Nothing is what it seems. No one's living beneath another human being. From deep within it comes in every one of us. One and all in one, a new day's dawning. We are one in the spirit of love. Let it ride, let it ring, give freedom calling. We are one in the spirit of love. If fear is running your mind, leave your weapons behind. Blind, come together in kind with one another. Oh, one and all in one, a new day's dawning. We are one in the spirit of love. Let it ride, let it ring, in freedom calling. We are one in the spirit of love, yeah. One and all in one, a new day is dawning. We are one in the spirit of love. Let it ride, let it ring, hear freedom calling. We are one in the spirit of love. Hear freedom calling, yeah. Thank you,
man. So what do you, when you're singing, where are you singing from? What are you communing with? How does it occur to you when you're actually delivering? Because I know when we were with the kids at camp, and every time I've seen you, you know, there's a transmission happening. What's your experience while you're doing a song, while you're singing? That's part one. Part two is, you said you had 18 songs with Gary Lynn Floyd in the can. Is there a new album coming out pretty soon?
Well, I didn't say that we had them in the can. I said that we've written 18 songs.
You're right.
In quarantine.
Yep.
And we started out writing our first one just before he left to go back to Tahoe.
Okay.
so we will have, but we are going to do the concert on the 16th of August at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Facebook. It's a cozy concert, cozy couch concert. It's actually a 90-minute concert.
Say the date again. Say the date again.
August 16th at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. On Facebook, it's a cozy couch concert. It's put on by Centers for Spiritual Living.
Yep, cool.
But where do I go? You know, it's interesting because, like I say, all these songs are like new, and like we wrote this on Zoom, and we get together at 1:00 today. I think we're going to talk more about the release of this video and stuff. But we did a concert in Templeton at Elizabeth Rowley's church on the 18th of June. We just decided to go and do it because we had all these songs, and there were 5 of us in their sanctuary, and but we'd never been in the same room for the first 9 songs that we played that night. 8 of the 9 songs we had never performed in the same room. And when you're writing on Zoom, if I'm singing, I can't hear you. It kind of cancels out, and there's some latency, so it's hard.
Like right now, like if I'm talking over you, yep, same thing. Yep.
Shut up! Quit talking over me. No. So, but when I'm singing, my prayer is always, God, get me out of the way, and just use me. And it's not some highfalutin kind of moment. It's like I was aware of that. I'm having to take a look at these lyrics while I'm singing this because it's still a pretty new song, and I just get a little insecure and stuff. But when I can go back to that chorus and it's like, you know, one and all in one, a new day's dawning. We are one in the spirit of love. It's like I can get back to that hook and just, as you love to say, just jam on it. It's like there's a letting go and there's a surrender to the song. Michael Beckwith mentioned it in a quote that he said, it's like I never sing a song the same twice. And it's true because some people want to replicate the song the way they record it, and they do it and they hit the notes when they hit that big note, they're going to hit that note. And it's like, I want to allow the moment to influence what I bring, because, you know, there's some, you know, if I sing this at Agape, I mean, it's like, you know, the Agape community, it's like, goes hand in hand with a lot of my brothers and sisters there. When I sing at Deborah Johnson's church, it's always a tremendously emotional experience to commune with them. I always begin crying when I'm singing. At some point during a song, when I sing at Deborah Johnson's, I invariably start crying in the middle of a song. I'm just so moved and out of the way. So where do I go? It's like it's certainly, you know, in the context of this, my intention is always to be in the moment.
Absolutely.
To sing from where I can, not from where I can't. To be where I am and to bring whatever is in the moment, because in the moment, any one of these phrases can take a twist that any moment, any of these phrases can take a twist. And the empathic qualities that I possess feel into the audience, whether it's Zoom or whatnot. I used to say, I don't know why I'm saying this, or I used to question, why am I doing this line this way, you know, in a song or something, but I trust it. And invariably what happens is people come forward and they're like, I heard that. I caught that. And I trust that it's because I'm in tune with that aspect. I've been around for a while now. I mean, I really have been around for a while. The age scale looks like 60 on Wednesday. I still act like I'm 16, but something's never changed, Charles.
And they shouldn't. But I want to get, so that's two things I want to get to. So let's go to that one first. You had 2 significant birthdays this week. You've had one and you're about to have one. Will you talk about both of those?
Absolutely. Saturday. Saturday on the way as we were driving 17 hours from Magnolia, Texas to Phoenix, I was celebrating 9,862 days of continuous sobriety, which is 27 years. And thank you. And it's interesting because I had one of my former students making mention of something online today and saying, hey, this drinking, not drinking, because he was in the hospital last week with a swollen liver and pancreatitis. And the doctor said, you got to stop drinking. And I told him about my celebration. And I said, I'm not saying this from a point, because I've done this one day at a time. I could have never imagined having 27 years of sobriety on my first day of sobriety. I'm like, how do you do that? There's no way, but it's just one day at a time. And it's changed my life. It got me to Agape. A guy by the name of Bill Wilson took me to Agape on a Wednesday.
How, right? Bill, isn't that, or no, it's Bill Wilson. That's
Bill Wilson. Yeah, the guy's name was the same as one of the founders. Bob Wilson and Bill Wilson and Dr. Bob were the founding members of Alcoholics Anonymous.
What about folks out there? I just want to that feel shame that they don't know how to reach out. They're drinking more during the pandemic. What do you say to them? Or that are hemmed up, they're caught up. What's the first step? What do folks do?
Well, the first step is I'm powerless over the effects of alcohol, and my life has become unmanageable. So,
or any drug, right?
Exactly. Can be weed, can be sex, can be gambling, can be spending. I mean, it should be taught in schools, the 12 steps, because it's really a pathway. It's not just for drinking. If they could find a way to break it down to teach it's a life skill, the first step is the admission. It's like, wow, I am just, and I had something else come up a number of years ago where I had to admit to something like, I can't stop this, and I had to go into rehab for that, even though I had a lot of years of sobriety. And it's the first step is just saying, I'm powerless. I can't stop this.
That's hard to say in the midst of the principles that we teach, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because a lot of people want to do that spiritual bypass. Well, what's wrong with your consciousness kind of energy? And it's like, no, the whole idea in our movement, it's in our consciousness, but sometimes recognizing it's like, I don't get diagnosed with cancer, and someone says, like, what's wrong with your consciousness? It's like, no, it's like, okay, what can I do from here? I can change my diet. I can change my thinking. I can, if it means chemo, if it means, it's like, what, you do what you have to do. Some people can do it with the strength of their consciousness and mind and prayer and stuff like that. But, you can't judge other people because they can't do it the way you do it. It's kind of like talking about William and our spirituality. We live a very conscious life, but he doesn't want to pray before we eat, even though we did it for years. It's like, he kind of rolls his eyes. It's like, someday he'll get it.
And it doesn't necessarily change the food, right? Or the way he eats.
Right.
I'm supposing.
Yeah.
I'm because I think about my daughter in the same way. Does it change the food that she eats? Or because I've wanted her to pray since she was a little girl, but she rolls her eyes at me too, and she's only 7.
Yeah.
Like, can we just eat? It doesn't make it any less spiritual.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I still do a prayer, because we were at our family's house in Magnolia, and they didn't pray before we ate, but I just bow my head and I just give thanks in my quiet way. I didn't have to say, hey, let's all pray, It's like, because not everybody's comfortable with it, and that's okay.
Your communion. Yeah. Okay. We're getting close to the top. I want to circle back to one last thing. So the video that you and Gary Lynn Floyd are putting together about race and everything that's going on, you mentioned that. Do you feel, how do I want to say this? More self-aware as a white man, more vigilant, more hypersensitive when you're actually being proactive about race relations. How does that affect you?
It's
Do you feel like you need to, that you want to, that your Black brothers and sisters? I know you're an integrated human being. I understand already, and I kind of feel the same way as well. But we can always learn more and do more. How do you think about it now? How do you think about this now?
I'll tell you where I know I can make a difference. Where I can make a difference is with those people that are in my life that, and it's the white people that have a challenge with the Black Lives Matter. And it's like all lives matter. And it's like, because I actually wrote something a number of years ago when the first Black Lives Matter thing kind of came up, and about all lives matter. And until I really caught, once again, it's like the ignorance of straight white male privilege. Where I feel I can make a difference today is obviously this song. Doing this song is one thing, but on another level, when I get into those situations where someone is, dropping the N-bomb or the all lives, is like, I got to have the conversation. But what I also have to remember is I have to have the conversation for me. I have to have the conversation from a place of neutrality, because I want to get all pissed off and bent out of shape and get up in someone's face. And it's like, that doesn't work. It doesn't. It's like I can feel my hackles sometimes when it's like, all lives matter and I'm not wearing a mask and this is all bullshit, all the stuff that's coming up, that's being dredged up in human consciousness right now. So my charge is to speak up and not to just stay silent, because I've got a friend of mine and I love this guy, but he'll drop the N-bomb and it's like, I've never felt comfortable about it, but I've never said anything, but he also comes from Boston, and it's that Boston, well, it's like, that we got the WUPs and it's like, it's like, I don't agree with any of it, I don't,
And
it's like,
white? He's white?
yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't go there, and I'm not going to go there. And I would suggest when I'm around, don't go there, because it doesn't resonate with me. I feel like I need to stand up and have the conversation. It's like, like a lot of our Black brothers and sisters have been saying, it's like, the discussion is not with us. It's because it's a white people problem. It's a white people thing that we need to deal with to take and shift the energy, because I look at the white supremacist kind of energy that's going on, and I listen to the uneducated people that are coming forward and saying this stuff, and it's like, it too is coming from ignorance. And I was blind, but now I see. I was ignorant, but now my intention is to be more aware and to have the dialogue and the conversation.
Yeah, amen. We just got to be willing to have it be messy and painful, and so that we can grow.
Absolutely.
Grow a new life. Yeah, amen.
Yeah.
I love you so much, brother. What's with this little soul patch right here? Is looking good.
Well, it is good, but when I was in Houston, I had a little, goatee, and then I just had the bottom half, and then I shaved in the shower, and kind of like it was uneven. So I'm like, okay, we'll just go with the soul patch right now.
You did the uneven fix. I love it.
Just let it grow back.
You're my bald-headed brother. I love you.
I am your bald-headed brother, and we need to do a walk of intention as soon as we can.
We should. We could do that with a lot of people, actually.
Yeah.
Well, the more people, the longer the walk, though. or cut down how many people. Yeah.
Those were great walks. I'm going to be with Jay Lang in a couple weeks.
Are you going to Napa?
Going to Napa, and it's like he was like one of the original group doing those walks of intentions. When, in fact, man, when he was going through his divorce and a lot of different things, it's like, man, that got a lot of history.
And he created a cool life out of that too.
Oh, he has.
Yeah,
absolutely.
A lot of people have. So you're gonna dig this. Will Coleman's gonna be with me on Thursday. Dr. Will.
I love Will Coleman.
Yeah,
Love Will Coleman.
he's Dr. Will's he's the man.
Yeah.
So okay, we're there. We're about there. It's 11 o'clock. That's Jami Lula. He's the man. I want you to play us out in just a second. I want to give a couple of announcements real quick. So tomorrow I'll be with Jafon Seeley. We're still walking through the book, How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram Kendi. We're walking through that. Wednesday, the Sensational Six. Thursday, I'll be with Dr. Will Coleman. Please make sure you tune in for that. We might need 2 hours. We actually might need a series.
Yeah.
Dr. Will, because he speaks many languages, which allows him to interpret scripture of all, not just the Bible, but of all sorts of scripture, in a way that language allows you to. When you actually understand how it was written and the time it was written,
Yes.
in which the manner it was written, which is very important. And then Friday, it's back to Life on Love with me, and Saturday meditation, Sunday another service. It's going to be great. We're going to film from well, I'm not going to tell you where we're going to film from, so you can see it, but it's going to be familiar to you, so that you love it. I love you, community, so much. God bless you. It's a great Monday. I'm so grateful to you, Jami Lula. You're my brother. I'm settling in out here, and I'm hoping people love me. It's a mixed bag, but it's happening.
What's important is that you love you, brother. That's the bottom line.
Amen. Amen. All right, Jami Lula's going to take us out. Everybody, share your financial gifts on the website with the donate button. We appreciate you. God bless you. Have an awesome Monday. Jami Lula taking us out right now.
One and all in one. A new day's dawning. We are one in the spirit of love. Oh, let it ride, let it ring. Hear freedom calling. We are one in the spirit of love. Oh, one and all in one. A new day is dawning. We are one in the spirit of love. Yeah. Let it ride, let it ring. Hear freedom calling. We are one in the spirit of love.
Woo!
Peace and
God
blessings.
bless you, brother.
I love you.
Make
Charles.
it the best day ever.
Amen.